What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. As you know, Sawyer was born, so we've been a little distracted, but right before she was born, I did some videos on how to install a CB mount or CB antenna mount on your Tacoma, and I never got to post them, so I'm going to try and do a little step-by-step how-to on that. A lot of people are kind of steering away from CBs. Some people are still sticking with them. I personally like them. It's a good, cheap communication form that's easy to keep around. Yes, you can have the little UHF or VHF radios too. Those work great. You can do the ham radios. You can talk on those frequencies if you have your license, or if you just don't care. It really just depends on you. We have a what's it called, a Bayfolk or something like that, a Bowfolk. Anyways, it's a really good radio. I use that as well. We also use like the little Midland handhelds. But at the end of the day, I like having a CB for one main reason, especially on main highways. I can turn them on, I can listen to truckers, I can hear traffic, and again, it helps and works on the trails if everyone else around you also has them and set up correctly. So the biggest thing about setting this up is you want to make sure your antenna is grounded. Otherwise, you're just going to have a horrible signal and it's not going to relay very far. So make sure it's grounded really well. Outside of that, there's a lot of theory and everything for that, but I did want to show you guys how I set this one up in our rig and how to set it up. As far as what radio you run, you can do whatever you want, but I just want to show you how to make it look super clean. I like to do it at the back of the truck. I'm going to try and get a whip as soon as my brother sends me one, because I can't find one locally. I like a little 102-inch whip just because it makes it look like an RC car. But again, just kind of my preference, and I'll keep it clean and real quick for you guys. So here it is. And again, a lot of this video is pre-recorded because I did it beforehand, right before Sawyer was born. She was born and I kind of threw me off a little bit. But again, so here's some inserts and I'll show you exactly what it looks like today. First things first, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to mount my antenna. I actually like to mount mine in the back of the trucks, in the truck bed. I think it has a cooler look, so that's where I like to put mine. So I went ahead and picked up this angle bracket and drilled a hole in the center. And the bed actually has these bolts right here, which are actually grounded really well. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the antenna back here, and then I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to run the wiring basically up this bed rail and then into the cab for the antenna wire itself. Again, one of the reasons I picked this right here was because it actually has an angle right here. So with one bolt in the center, this angle, if you drill a hole in the insert, it will actually keep it from tilting, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like on the other side. So there you go. Now that I have that bolt in and you can kind of see what I mentioned was because of this right here, this lip, it rests perfectly against it. And now I don't have to worry about this sliding either direction, and it's going to keep it mounted really secure. Now the cable that I have for this, let me go ahead and show you that, because it's a little bit different than your standard coaxial cable for your CB radios. So I actually had this from the 4Runner. I'll show you the mount that I actually used on the 4Runner, but I like this. It's a little bit cleaner, and it also allows you to go ahead and feed this all the way through, and then you reattach the other side. So rather than having two big circular, I don't know how to explain it, but they're just the circular ones. They look more like a cylinder. This just kind of feeds a little bit better, and it's a little bit cleaner. So I'll show you the mount that I used on the 4Runner. And as you can see, when it mounts to the antenna, it actually goes through it with a bolt versus having that cylinder kind of stick out to the bottom. And this is the mount that I had on the 4Runner. So basically it sat right on the hatch, and it rested on the hatch, and then the antenna stuck out the back. This is by, let me see. Yeah, it's a Super Gainer K400 by Diamond. It's awesome. They cost a little bit of money, but they're totally worth it. And it gives it a cleaner look because, like I said, it kind of just mounts on the back of the 4Runner, right on the lip. It just goes like that, mounts on the hatch, and sticks right there perfectly. It works out really well. All right, so as you can see, I went ahead and popped this rail off. So basically you just lift it up basically at one end or the other and just start slowly popping it across. It's basically just little plastic tabs, so you'll feel them pop out. It's gonna feel like you're breaking it, but you're not. Just be careful with it. So again, have the antenna mounted there. So I'm gonna run this cable up along the rail and then dump it down and then feed it through. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a vent right there. Run it through this back seat portion. I'm just gonna remove these couple screws. I'm trying to get this to light up for you guys. Remove those screws, move this panel off, run the wiring through there, and then run it up to the front to the radio. So that's how I'm gonna run it. Real quick, if you're feeling frisky and you have the patience, you can actually run it through this rail right here by feeding it in this slot running it all the way through and then come out the backside right there. There's a little notch right here. Then you come out and then feed it through back there. If not, you can just tuck it under right here. Whatever you have the patience for, really. Once you get it all buttoned back up, this is what you're gonna see. Really clean. Can't see the cable right there. Tucks underneath. And like I said, if you can't get it under there, you could run it on the inside of this rail if you wanted to. But for the cleanest look, you gotta tuck it into that bed and ship it out through the front. And then up here, you don't see anything. It just cleanly comes right out there. And then, like I mentioned, you run it right through that vent, which I'm about to do. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys know right now that feeding it through this vent is extremely difficult, especially if you have any bigger hands. But you remove 3 10mm bolts on this side. I chose to do this side, and then this basically pops out. It's gonna sound like it's breaking, but it's popping out, and that allows you to shove your hand down there through the vent and grab the cord. And then I'm gonna run the cord to the front and then set the CV up over there. And guys, this is the end result from within the bed. So you got one bolt running through it, grounded to the bed. Wiring is super clean. And then the antenna is just ran like that. You can't see any other wires run along the bed. And if you look really closely, you could see it in the back, but otherwise you're not gonna see anything. Let me hop to the side. Just like that, really clean. It's easier on a Jeep because you can access it a little bit better. That was a bitch to get to, as you've probably seen. I personally just like the look. That's just a preference thing. Everyone has their own preference. But I hope that helps someone. If you're looking on a place for a CB mount on your Tacoma, a lot of ways to do it. It's just how I do mine. I think it works out perfect. And as always, thank you guys for watching. More Tacoma videos coming soon. More off-roading videos coming soon. As soon as I get Sawyer set up, or as soon as I can get everything squared away so that I can run around for a weekend, because obviously she can't be bumping around in the truck. We'll get things going. So next video I'm going to do for you guys is running low tire pressure on stock tires. A lot of people ask me what I run when I'm on the trails, and I'll kind of give you an idea of what it looks like and what I go down to. So again, hope this helps someone out, and more videos come for you guys.